Eamonn Holmes, it is very good to be with you in a dressing room, and it's not your dressing room.
No, this is Philip Schofield's dressing room, actually. I like his drapes and very sumptuous. It's better than your standard TV dressing room, it has to be said.
Given how many years you have been presenting breakfast or morning television programmes,
Yeah.
I think it's very appropriate we're sitting on a sofa.
It is, yeah. I've spent practically all my TV life on one sofa or another. Sofas actually on television are not very comfortable. They have to be made very, very hard so that you're somewhat erect, if I put it that way, because you don't want to be slumping the way we are. This is a real sofa, and TV sofas tend not to be very real.
We're a little slumped, but we are paying attention, aren't we?
We are paying attention. Fully, Matthew.
Okay, now I'm going to put the battery in. Please, will you count us down when it's in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, my friend.
Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What was it like growing up as one of 5 boys?
Well, do you know, I think it's made me, as an adult, want to have a very big house. We were in a council house with 2.5 bedrooms. Wonderful, but it was incredibly claustrophobic. Your brothers around you interfering with you, boys being boys, couldn't do homework, couldn't watch the telly that you wanted. We had a nice back garden, we spent a lot of time there, but I got the sense that when I got older I always swore that I wanted a house that had a sitting room, a good room. We only had the one room downstairs, and I just wanted a house that had a good room, and I got that. That's what TV has been able to bring to me.
And this was in Northern Ireland?
Yeah, in Belfast, yeah.
Am I right that you were taught by priests?
Yeah, St Malachy's College in Belfast, yeah, so that they would have had a big influence on, I think, the type of people we are, and they taught us to have a moral duty that if you had a gift, and I don't have many gifts at all, but if you have something, that you have to pursue it, and that is your gift to God, that is your moral duty. Whatever you're good at, fulfill it to its full.
I was going to ask you what you think your best quality is.
Endurance, stamina. I think I think I can absorb things quickly, and outside that, I'm getting up early. I'm not bad at. I'm not bad. That's what I do.
Isn't it a struggle?
It is a struggle. Yeah, it is a struggle. I'm 27 years of age. Just getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning has done this to me.
Are you going to tell me what your worst characteristic is?
Worst characteristic? I'm sentimental. Yeah, I'm too sentimental. I can be ruled by sentimentality. It's something that draws me down. I can be too caring about people I shouldn't be particularly caring about, and things that I shouldn't be caring about. And I think that I languish in the past a lot. I lament, which it can be quite a Celtic thing, and particularly an Irish Catholic thing to do. But yeah, sentimentality.
Everyone probably asks you this question, but what is it like working with your wife? And do you feel that people think they have an insight into your marriage?
They do have an insight into your marriage. The thing is, it is real. It is not a fabricated relationship on air, and because it's familiar, you overstep the boundary lines of normal TV presentation, which is quite formal and false. And no matter whatever double act you have in television, and they say, we have such chemistry, we get on like a house of fire, never a crossword. Whichever duo says that, they are lying. And with a real double act, you often see, or people are certainly looking for, the chips in the armour.
It'd be difficult to change tone from
It is difficult.
From a morning chat show type thing like this morning to Sky News, where there's breaking news all around you.
No, that's not difficult. It's difficult to work with my wife. It's but very enjoyable and an incredible privilege at the same time. But when I was 21 years of age, when I inherited the Tea Time News at Ulster Television from Gloria Honeyford, and I learnt then in 1982 and watched Gloria and people like her, how you could change gear from doom and gloom and disaster and civil unrest, rioting, shootings, just the most awful things. But you couldn't deliver half an hour of that a night, every single night throughout the Troubles of Northern Ireland. People had normality as well, or they wanted light relief, and you had to learn how to change gear. People would say, a lot of broadcasters can't do it. That's a different thing in saying that it's difficult. It's not particularly difficult. You just have to be human about it.
Is it tricky to try to keep your own views out of your TV presenting?
Yes, it is. It is, because actually often I think television in Britain's quite bland, and there would be a mischievous side to me which would be saying just try and poke people to gauge a reaction. And I think, yes, it is difficult, and you have to be very aware that quite a lot of the viewers don't want to hear your views, and in certain programmes it's against Ofcom rulings to express views.
And you can get yourself into trouble with viewers, can't you?
No, I think you've got mischievous freelance news agencies who want to sell stories, and I think that if you say anything controversial, or I got into terrible trouble with a freelance news agency because I told a young girl at 21 years of age who had been viciously raped at 2 o'clock in the morning walking home from a club, and I said to her, please take a taxi in future, and advice I would give to my wife and have given my own children, male or female. I have a daughter at exactly the same age. If people want to look into that there's something evil and mischievous and that I want to hand over the streets to rapists, so be it. But I know the small amount of people who complained about that were given precedence, and I'm a kind, good, caring man, and that's not what I would have intended.
Yeah, that's not what you would have intended.
No.
Now we've got to change tone very quickly. Manchester United.
Yes.
Live television, how close do you think that comes to the buzz you might get scoring the winning goal for Manchester United? And you love Manchester United.
Live television can be scary at times, and I do think you do run on adrenaline with it, but nothing would equal being on a pitch and hitting a sweet shot into the corner of the net. No, I just think that must be the ultimate.
We're breaking all sorts of rules here, maybe not Ofcom rules, but certainly 5 minutes with rules. But you did sing as Johnny Cash, didn't you?
I certainly did.
On television.
Yes.
Celebrity stars in their eyes.
I did.
Come on, give me a little
I didn't know it was a Liverpool anthem at the time, but it was, I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down. Those flames, they got higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire.
I think you should possibly bring out the CD.
I don't know about that. It's the Belfast accent that comes through. Ring of fire.
Very good to see you.
Lovely seeing you, Matt. Thank you. You sure it was just 5 minutes?